anyone like even wear their hat like this anymore? Because it looks really like fucking 20. Oh, remember when? Yeah. World War II Vanguard is closing upon us, and as we get closer and closer to the month of October/November, we will continue to hear more leaks and rumors in regards to this game's development and what it's going to be about. The most recent one being that Treyarch is involved with World War II Vanguard. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online. Today we're going to be talking about World War II Vanguard and its third co-op mode. So you got campaign, you got multiplayer, and you got co-op. Now in Activision's sort of investors call, they talked about Call of Duty 2021, saying it's going to be developed by Sledgehammer, saying it's going to have a campaign, a multiplayer, and a co-op mode, but not revealing what that co-op mode is going to be. As a result of some leaks and some rumors, we know that apparently it's going to be a zombies mode and it's going to be co-developed by Treyarch. So Sledgehammer, Treyarch Games coming together, creating the zombies mode here for World War II Vanguard. It was also noted that Vanguard is not the internal name for the game. Vanguard is in fact the actual name of the game, and the internal name is something completely different, and the .exe file for this game is COD 2021. There's playtesters playing the game right now, so the game is out there in the wild. People are playing the game, people are experiencing it and playtesting it before anyone else sees it. But I want to first and foremost, and pretty much for the whole video, talk about Treyarch coming on board to create the zombies mode alongside Sledgehammer for World War II Vanguard. Now, we've seen Sledgehammer do zombies before. With World War II, they did their zombies mode. It was like a horror zombies mode. It was a lot more of those horror elements that we've seen in previous Treyarch iterations of zombies and Infinity Ward iterations of zombies as well. Sledgehammer also did the Exo Zombies, which I actually like Exo Zombies. I know a lot of people didn't like Exo Zombies, but I like a different twist to the whole thing, and it was pretty interesting having the Exo Zombies mode and what that did. So I feel like some people did enjoy it, but the vast majority of the community, I assume, did not enjoy it. Then obviously you had the World War II zombies that was notoriously hated across everyone, myself included. I didn't really like that mode. So to bring Treyarch alongside yourselves in order to create a better zombies mode, that can only mean good things. Obviously Treyarch being the kings of zombies, they know what they're doing, they know how to create a zombies mode. So if they can assist Sledgehammer in any way, shape or form into making a better zombies mode, I think that would be very beneficial. Now I think that people are sort of exaggerating the role that Treyarch is going to be having here in terms of this code development type thing. I think people are looking at this and thinking that Treyarch will literally be hand in hand with Sledgehammer in terms of creating this zombies mode. They're gonna have a main title credit, like, you know, when you first boot up the Call of Duty game and you get all the studios that helped. I think that people will assume that Treyarch is going to be one of those studios. I don't think that's going to be the case. I do think that Treyarch is going to give tips, some tricks, some pointers, some resources, some help in terms of development of this zombies game mode and how to make it better than what they've previously achieved over at Sledgehammer. But I don't think it's going to be this major thing that a lot of people are blowing into proportion. And if that is the complete opposite from what I'm talking about, and if Treyarch has a big hand in doing this, then fair enough, I was wrong, I will take that L. But I really don't think that's going to be the case, because Treyarch needs to be focusing on their game in 2023, let alone their game that's out right now, Black Ops Cold War. So why would it make sense to take resources away from Treyarch in order to work on someone else's game when they not only have to support the current game, but they have to begin creation on their next game? So it doesn't really make sense for Treyarch to have a massive hand in this. It does make sense, however, for Treyarch to have some hand in this. Now, for a lot of people saying that World War II Vanguard it needs help from Treyarch because they're not going to have the game ready and this, that, and the other, that really may be the case. Maybe they needed this third game mode. Maybe they needed Treyarch's help because they weren't going to get it ready in time for whatever deadline they had set for themselves, so they had to bring Treyarch along. And Activision is notorious for doing this. Obviously, we know with last year's Black Ops Cold War, they put Treyarch onto last year's Call of Duty because Sledgehammer wasn't going to have their game ready, which might be what's happening right now. Like, we know we should have had a Treyarch game this year and a Sledgehammer game last year. So since Sledgehammer couldn't come up with the goods, they're now this year. Treyarch was last year. We got Cold War. Cold War was shit. Now we're going to get World War II Vanguard, and apparently Vanguard is going to be shit. So Treyarch putting Activision putting Treyarch onto Sledgehammer's Zombies mode to hopefully make it good can only mean good things, as I said previously. Now, let's also talk about people saying that World War II Vanguards are going to have a multiplayer. I think that's complete bullcrap, and I think that's completely just fishing for likes or fishing for attention type of thing. Of course, Vanguard's going to have a multiplayer. They're not going to release a Call of Duty game without a multiplayer. They're not going to. Let me rephrase that. They're not going to release a mainline Call of Duty game without a multiplayer. Activision will not do that. They will not sanction that. There is no way in hell that is happening. Multiplayer and Call of Duty go hand in hand. If you don't have a multiplayer game, you might as well not call it Call of Duty. That is not happening by any means of the imagination. And if you believed those rumors, you need to get yourself checked into a mental hospital, because think about it. Will Activision go an entire year? Will Activision put the resources into a Call of Duty game that will not have a multiplayer, that therefore will not have a storefront, that therefore will not be able to generate post-launch income? No way. There is no way that is happening. Therefore, you should never believe when anyone tells you that World War II Vanguard is not going to have a multiplayer, because that is just false. That's not going to happen. Granted, the multiplayer might be shit. The multiplayer might be the worst multiplayer that we've ever played, even more broken than World War II's multiplayer at the beginning of the game's launches. Fundamentally, gameplay-wise, maybe more broken than Modern Warfare 2. It could be the worst multiplayer game that we've ever experienced. Doors out the wazoo, skill-based matchmaking through the roof. Like, it could be awful, but it will release with the Call of Duty game. Multiplayer will always be there with Call of Duty, no matter what, and Activision will not sanction a multiplayer Call of Duty game to release without the multiplayer. It just wouldn't make sense to release a game with only a campaign and a zombies mode. It just would not make sense at all. Will not happen. Never going to happen. And let's finally talk about development of this game and the development of World War II Vanguard and what people are saying in terms of that. Activision is saying that the game's in a really good place and they're excited to see what Sledgehammer brings in 2021, while leakers who have apparent insiders are saying that Vanguard is in the mud. I've said this from the beginning, and I've said this from the beginning of when we learned that Vanguard was going to be a thing. I'm going into this game with some optimism because I want this game to be good. And I do have belief in the current Sledgehammer team that is working on it because of the work that they did in like the midpoint of World War II. If you go back and play World War II and you haven't since, I guess, since before the big patch that changed the multiplayer fundamentally for a lot of things, go back and play World War II because it is a very good game right now. And I would argue it's one of the better Call of Duty games that we've gotten post Black Ops 2. And if you haven't experienced yet, just do it. Like, if you have a PS5, just put the PS4 disc in there. Or if you still have the disc, put it in there. Or if you don't have the disc, I guess buy it for like $2 from wherever and play World War II again, because it's actually a really, really good game. I do want to make a video on World War II, going back and playing that game, because I think that'd be really interesting to see, especially leading up to Vanguard and sort of experiencing what this current Sledgehammer team did with that game, and sort of thinking about and hoping and I guess manifesting what they can do with this year's Call of Duty game. That's my optimism there, with a lot of people saying that the game is in the mud and a lot of people saying that the game is in a very bad state right now. You can take it one of two ways. You can take it as truth, or you can take it as people just trying to fearmonger type of thing. People are always going to say that Call of Duty games are in an awful state. People said Black Ops Cold War was in an awful state. It is in an awful state, so we can take that rumor with truth. But every single year, someone comes out and says that the Call of Duty game that's in development is in the mud, and it's not going to be released in a proper state. This, that, and the other. Like, every single year it happens, and not every single year that comes to be. So I'm taking this as maybe, but I have faith and I have optimism and I have hope that this Sledgehammer team can get it done, because I do genuinely enjoy World War II in the state that it is in right now. So I'm taking that I guess likingness that I have to the current state of World War II, transferring it over to Call of Duty 2021 Vanguard, and just hoping and willing it into existence that this year's Call of Duty game is going to be at least decent. That's all for you guys today. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below. What do you think about Treyarch co-developing the zombies game mode for World War II Vanguard, and what are the implications you think that has in terms of not only the Black Ops Cold War's continuation as the mainline Call of Duty game, but Call of Duty 2023 with Treyarch having to pull resources into co-developing the zombies mode here for Sledgehammer Games for this year's Call of Duty game. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. We are getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, and as I said, every single day I'm posting a bloody video, and I've done that so far. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you click that subscribe button for daily Call of Duty content. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Can't you see the bandage on my face? Wanna light the city, that's my place. Don't you touch the money, that's my case. Ride around the city like you know the place. Killing everybody like you know the base. Stealing all the cars, then you go race. Fucking everybody, you don't know the name.